Hey everybody, this is a continuation of the last video on how to calculate the magnitude given a set of data files. We read the files, and let me go over the code really quickly with you so that get you on the same page. And so on the front panel here we have the path to where our data files are located, and then I have a few arrays that we've printed, we put on the front panels for troubleshooting, and then the final graph is the magnitude calculation with the thresholds of plus or minus 10%. So this is the normalized magnitude calculation. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you how to create a function, or what's in LabVIEW called a SubVI, and it's very straightforward. So let's clean up our code a little bit and then create a SubVI. So we know that our code's working, so we don't need these couple of arrays to the front panel that show that we use for troubleshooting. So let's just go ahead and change that. Also, I don't need this. We had that as an output for troubleshooting as well. So I'm kind of left with this code of, I have the path, and let's say that I want to create a function that we pass in the file number 5, and then it automatically does the calculation of the normalized magnitude. So here is where we do the normalized magnitude. So the code from path and the file number are the input, and then output is going to be the magnitude, the normalized magnitude. So I can just select this code, and then from the menu palette, say edit, and then create SubVI. And so it goes off and creates one function that allows us to do this. So let's just kind of reorganize our code here, and really greatly simplifies this. And I can put some notes in here. This is the start file number, file num, and then this is the path, and then the output of this is the normalized magnitude. Now, if we want to edit this, and first let's just open it up, and we see that it takes as the inputs the path and the string, and it outputs an array. And if we look at the diagram, it's the code that we've just created. And by the way, if we want to change the VI and edit this is a lot of people like to do this. We can come up and we can then edit what the icon looks like. And maybe let's just do that real quick. Let me see if I can change this. And we want to say, let's just make it real simple. We're going to put in the text here. This is norm mag, is what we'll call it. And say OK. And then now when we go up to and show this in the code, and let's go ahead and save this as norm mag SubVI. Let's write the full name, normalized magnitude. So OK. Now we have a SubVI that we can use over and over again. And looks like I'm gonna have to edit that again because I did not include a black bar here. It makes it kind of hard to see. So edit, undo, edit, undo. And let's do that again. So we need to move this over. So I've got some tools here. Put that in the center. And then we forgot to add our bar here. So I will add that. Okay. So now when we save this, we have a function that we can use. Now, I did not set the defaults. If I wanted to set the defaults for this, I could come up and determine where my files are located. And this is a little trick that I can show you guys on how to set the default values on your front panel. And so actually I don't want that to point to data underscore 5. I just want it to go to that folder. So we're going to do that, and then we know that our good data starts in folder 5. And let's rename this to start file number Okay, and then if I want to set these as the default, you go under Edit, Make Current Values Default. So anytime I load that VI, it will use those values as defaults. All right, so the final thing that we might want to do here is I might want to associate the inputs and outputs with these specific indicators and controls on my front panel. So let's do this. This is let's associate that guy. Whoops. I want to associate the path. So I go back to the wiring tool. So let me show View, Tools Palette. Now I have the Tools Palette, and to be able to associate one of these inputs, I need to select the input there and just double checking. Okay, well those exactly the defaults that I wanted to use. But if you wanted to change and add different inputs, this is how you would do it. You select the terminal and then associate that with an indicator control. The defaults in our case are exactly what we wanted. Now this output, just to complete this, is the normalized magnitude. So now we have, I'll go ahead and save this, and now if I close this down, let me pull up my tools palette again so everybody can see that. Now we're back to coding up our example. So now if I hover over each of these, the path, the start file number, and then I can see that I have help also that shows how this particular VI or function works. So it's very easy to create a SubVI in LabVIEW. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this up. Now actually I could go ahead and do the same thing for this final. I could create a SubVI out of this code as well. So this takes the normalized magnitude and creates a threshold value plus or minus 10% above the normalized value. Tell you what, I'll stop there and let that be a something for you to do on your own to complete this as a way to explore and understand how SubVIs work. So I'll let you do that yourself, but this was a quick overview of how to create a SubVI in LabVIEW.